Good morning and welcome to Roku Devices and Streaming Services Tech Talk. My name is Nate. I am one of the adult and teen service librarians here at the Morton Grove Public Library. And I'm very excited to talk to you today about our Roku devices and streaming services. Perhaps you are familiar with certain streaming services already, like Netflix or Hulu, or maybe you have a friend or colleague that has a Roku or a Roku TV and you have more familiarity. But we're going to just go over the basics of these items and talk about the Roku devices that we actually have here available at the Morton Grove Public Library for checkout. All right, so let's go ahead here. So, Roku. What is a Roku? So, in case you don't know what a Roku is, you've never seen one, heard of one, a Roku is a brand of consumer electronics that includes streaming players, smart TVs, just like pictured to the right there, as well as a free TV streaming service. So, what that means is if you get a Roku stick or a Roku TV, it will always come with the Roku channel pre-installed that offers a number of different channels with free shows. Obviously, it's not technically free because you're paying for internet, but the Roku itself, the streaming channel, is free. Here at the Morton Grove Public Library, we offer a variety of Roku sticks, each stick with a specific streaming service attached to it, and they are for MGPL Morton Grove Public Library card holders only. And just to go over the streaming services that we offer here at the library, we have Netflix, Max, formerly known as HBO Max, now just Max, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Prime Video, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu, Hoopla, Canopy, and Vudu. And I'm aware that that is a lot. We'll go over all those services in detail in just a second. And I would just like to highlight that all of our streaming services that we have through our Rokus are ad-free, which is great. So that way, when you check these out and you say you watch Netflix or Max or Disney Plus at home with one of our Rokus, you don't have to worry about those pesky ads. Rokus can also add hundreds of other streaming services. There's plenty of other video channels and services that exist. Some are free, some aren't. Just like in the picture to the right, we see the YouTube app, a PBS app. There are literally hundreds. Rokus also are a great alternative to cable TV. There's that cut the cable movement because hypothetically, you could just pay for your streaming services and your internet, which might be a lot cheaper than some cable TV packages that exist. Rokus also allow you to keep your streaming services organized. As you can see in that picture on the right, again, you can organize each app to your liking, and it's a lot easier to find and access. And finally, I like to think that Roku is pretty user-friendly. The setup is very simple. The use is very simple. It has a remote, just like a TV remote. So how does a Roku device, or Roku TV work? Well, in order to use a Roku device, the first thing you're going to need is a strong wireless internet connection. So for a decent streaming experience, and we're not really going to go into depth about internet speeds, because that would kind of go beyond the limits of this tech talk. But if you happen to know the speed of your internet, or maybe you're not familiar with it, if you do log into your internet service, it should tell you your speed with your plan. So for viewing any of these streaming services, it is recommended for a minimum of 10 Mbps just for standard definition viewing. If you want to get high definition, which is a lot better picture, you're going to need 25 Mbps. And then for 4K viewing, 4K is considered, as of right now, the greatest picture resolution. You're going to want to need at least 50 Mbps. And just in case you didn't know, Mbps stands for megabytes per second. If you have a speed that is slower than the minimum of 10 for standard definition, your apps could possibly work on your Roku, but they might be very slow to open. They might be very slow to load video. And then when you're playing the video, you might notice some slowdown or some lag. The picture quality might be poor, and it might freeze from time to time. And then I put at the bottom, most streaming services do default to HD viewing, but do offer an SD version if your internet is slower. All right, so going to specific items, the Roku TV, Roku TVs are on the market. I own a Roku TV myself. Roku TVs, they come with a Roku remote and Roku already installed on the TV. So if you were to get this TV, all you need to do is plug it in to your outlet, make sure your internet is turned on, and then you would need to log in or create a Roku account. Creating a Roku account is free. And then you would search for whatever streaming services you'd like to add to your TV, like Netflix or Disney, and then it would add them to your TV. And then you would need to start subscriptions with those apps, which do cost money, and then you log in. The Roku TV is very simple. There's a little less to plug in because it's just already on the TV. Now, Roku sticks are what we have here at the library. I also have a Roku stick at home in a different room, just plugged into a smaller TV, so I have access to my apps. The way the Roku stick works, and as you can see, the little picture of a little remote, a little stick, you pretty much just plug part of the stick into the outlet, and then you plug the stick, the other side of the stick, into the HDMI port in your TV. So if you can see the picture in the bottom right-hand corner, there's the little Roku stick going into the HDMI port of a TV with that cable dragging down, and that part is what's going to go into the outlet. If you don't have an HDMI port on your TV, you will not be able to use a Roku stick. There may be a way around that if you get a certain AV cable to get around that lack of HDMI port in your TV. Although that is something that I don't recommend because I don't believe the picture quality and the sound quality would be great. So after your Roku stick's plugged in, you would obviously turn on your TV and go to your HDMI channel. And just like the steps with the Roku TV, you'd want to create a Roku account, search for your streaming services, add them to your TV, and start your subscriptions. And then you can go ahead and enjoy those services. Now, library Roku. So I wanted to go into a little more detail about the Rokus that we offer here at the Morton Grove Public Library. Our Roku sticks are part of our Library of Things collection. They are for Morton Grove Public Library card holders only. So if you are a non-resident, unfortunately, you would not be able to check those out. Each Roku stick comes with a specific set of streaming services pre-installed. There's no logging in required. So if you were to check out one of our Roku devices, whether that's for Netflix or Disney Plus, etc., as soon as you take it home, as soon as you plug it in and plug in the part to the HDMI part of your TV, turn on your TV, as long as your internet is good and working, it should be able to turn on and you can go right into the streaming service. There's no logging in or any of that required. It's already ready to go. Our loan periods for these Rokus are 3 weeks with up to 2 renewals. And that's if no holds are on the item. To be honest, our Rokus are extremely popular, so the chances of renewing it are very slim to none. The waiting lists for our Rokus are just consistently quite long because they're very popular. But 3 weeks is a good enough time to get through some content. If you're interested in placing any of these Rokus on hold, they can be placed on hold by giving us a call at the library. You can place a hold in person or online at mgpl.org/things. Another important thing, I'm going to go back one slide, is our Roku sticks look a little bit different than the ones pictured here. Instead of the stick part going into the HDMI port, it's going to be an HDMI cable. It's just a little bit different, but the remote is the same. The functionality is the same. It all works the same. So to go over what streaming services we have with each Roku remote that we own, we have four Roku remotes that have Netflix. And on each of these Netflix Rokus, they also come along with a couple other apps. It comes with Hoopla, Canopy, and Vudu, and we'll go over those in just a second. We have two Rokus that have Amazon Prime Video, and those also come with Hoopla and Canopy. We have two Rokus that come with Disney Plus slash Hulu, along with Hoopla and Canopy. And to give you some more information, the reason why this specific remote is Disney Plus slash Hulu is these remotes have the Disney Plus Hulu package, where Hulu is an add-on to the Disney Plus menu. We have two Apple TV remotes, each along with Hoopla and Canopy. We have three Paramount Plus Roku remotes, and each of these include Showtime with them as well. Paramount and Showtime did a partnership, so we were able to get that package as well. Those remotes also come with Hoopla and Canopy. We have at least two remotes, Roku remotes that have Max, also along with Hoopla and Canopy. And finally, we have one Roku remote with Vudu, which is now called Fandango at Home. And this remote also comes with Hoopla and Canopy. And we'll go over all these apps in just a second here. Okay, so the first streaming service is Netflix. Probably the most popular streaming service, the streaming service that has had the most longevity, has been around for the longest, as they started out with DVDs by mail and then went to streaming. We've had these Roku remotes the longest. If you're not familiar with Netflix, this is what in the top center is what the main hub would look like. As you could see, it shows off different recommendations or shows that are popular on Netflix. In case you weren't sure what shows are exclusive to Netflix that are very popular at the moment or have been popular in recent years. We have Squid Game. Squid Game is a very popular show on Netflix, exclusive to Netflix. The final season's coming out in June, so next month. Bridgerton, Adolescence, which was a British show, which was very popular a few months ago. Wednesday, the second season is starting next year, I believe. Great British Bake Off, a very popular baking show, and then The Crown. I would like to mention that a lot of Netflix exclusive shows do come out on DVD and or Blu-ray. However, they may not come out on DVD or Blu-ray for a couple years after they air. Netflix really wants you, the viewer, to subscribe to their service to watch. But fortunately, you don't have to subscribe. You can just check out one of our Rokus. All right, so this is Max, formerly HBO Max, now just Max. If you're not familiar with it, there's the main hub of what it would look like, and then it has some featured movies. I tried to include some featured or exclusive programming to Max on this slide so you could see if you are interested in any of these series. So we have House of the Dragon, the new very popular prequel series to Game of Thrones. There's The Penguin, which was an Emmy award-winning series with Colin Farrell based off the Batman films. Dune Prophecy, the prequel series to the Oscar-nominated Dune films that just came out. The Pit, which is a very popular, highly rated hospital show featuring Noah Weil, who used to be on ER. Hacks, which has won a lot of awards and acclaim. It's a comedy show. And then finally, the top right is The White Lotus, that season 3 just finished. Again, just like with Netflix, with these exclusive shows, they do tend to come out on DVD and Blu-ray, but it might be months to years after they air. So if these are shows that you're interested in, you want to watch them now, a great way to do that, again, get our Rokus. Apple TV Plus. Okay, talk about exclusivity. Apple is very, very protective with their material. And so with Apple TV Plus, there is the main hub right there in the center. You could see featuring the show Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal. We got some other exclusives, Apple TV Plus exclusives around their Severance, Masters of the Air Morning Show, Lessons in Chemistry, Silo, and Ted Lasso. Apple TV series, those are the ones that rarely come out on DVD or Blu-ray or take forever. Ted Lasso just recently came out on DVD Blu-ray, and it's been airing on Apple TV Plus for years. All the other shows, Severance, Masters of the Air, Silo, those are not available on DVD or Blu-ray. I don't know if they have any dates coming out, but those are some popular shows, and the only way to watch those is through Apple TV Plus. Hulu. Okay. No, excuse me. This is the Disney Plus. Not Hulu, but it does feature the Hulu tab. So if you're not familiar with Disney Plus, it's got a lot of Disney content as it is called Disney Plus. It's got a lot of Marvel content because they own Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars. Disney owns all that, and so they make a lot of exclusive content. Um, Daredevil, Born Again, Agatha All Along, the Star Wars shows like Andor season 2 just started. Percy Jackson, Ashoka, American Born Chinese, some other Disney movies, and similar to all the other ones, a lot of their original programming, like the Marvel shows or the Star Wars shows, they do they do come out on Blu-ray and DVD, but they take forever to come out. So again, if you're itching to watch them now, Disney Plus also has early access to Disney movies. So if you didn't want to wait for the release of a certain Disney movie or Pixar movie or Marvel film, it will be available on Disney Plus maybe a few weeks before it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray. I know that's where I'm gonna watching the new Captain America movie. I haven't seen it yet, so I am excited. Actually, I'm gonna skip ahead. Okay, I realized that I didn't include Hulu content in here. So with our Roku remote, Disney has Hulu in its main hub. So as you can see on the main hub picture, there's a tab for Hulu, and then Hulu also has its own original content. As you can see, it has some very popular shows up there. The Bear being very popular, taking place and filmed in Chicago. Um, the Bear isn't available on DVD yet. Only Murders in the Building. I believe some of those are coming out. But yeah, Hulu has a lot of great original movies and content as well. All right, so this is Paramount Plus with Showtime. So there is the main hub you could see in the center. And then I tried to include some original or popular shows that you can only watch on Paramount Plus with Showtime. So Dexter Original Sin is the new prequel series to the very popular show from Showtime, Dexter. Um, there's Mayor of Kingstown, Star Trek Discovery, Good Fight, Tulsa King, 1923. All these shows are exclusive to Paramount Plus. You can only watch them there. Just like as I continue to say, these do come out on DVD, but they don't come out right away, or they may take some time. And so if you want to watch them sooner than later, you're going to have to watch it on Paramount Plus. Then Amazon Prime Video. Amazon also makes a lot of exclusive, I should say, a lot of expensive shows that cost a lot of money. That being the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power show being the most expensive TV series of all time. And then in the center, you can see the hub, some other very popular Amazon Prime Video shows. Reacher in the top right corner, that's based off the famous Jack Reacher series. The show's supposed to be very good, a very faithful adaptation of the Jack Reacher novels. There's the cartoon Invincible, which has been very popular since it's based off a very popular comic book series, The Wheel of Time. The Tom Clancy Jack Ryan series, and then this new show with Kevin Bacon called The Bondsman. These shows, Amazon is very particular with their shows coming out on DVD. Some they hold close to the chest and they don't ever release, and some they do. So it's a gamble. So again, if you want to watch any of these shows, it's going to have to be viewed on Amazon Prime Video only. And then I mentioned when we were talking about what remotes that we own, each one came with Hoopla and Canopy pre-installed. If you're not familiar with Hoopla, Hoopla is a great resource that we have here with and that you have access to as a card holder. It provides access not just to movies and television, but to books, music, comic books, you name it. And it would be on through the Roku remote. You can stream movies through there. And then Canopy as well. Canopy has a lot of great independent films, a lot of great foreign films that you may not be able to find anywhere else. And all you need to watch movies on Canopy, again, is your Morton Grove Public Library card and your PIN number. Your PIN number is usually going to be the last four digits of your phone number associated with your card. But these are also great resources. Whenever patrons come into the library and they're looking for certain films, and say we don't have them or they're checked out on DVD, I tend to check out, see if they're available on Hoopla or Canopy, because then that's another way to access those films as well. And then finally, I did mention there was one Roku remote with Vudu, now called Fandango at Home. This is a rebranding, or I believe the Fandango ticket service bought Vudu. And what Vudu is, or Fandango at Home, excuse me, is just another streaming service for films, whether they're new films or old films. Technically, if you have Vudu to watch the film, you'd have to pay for it. But we have our own Vudu account that already has free movies to watch on there, and they're often new films. Most films, when they were released on Blu-ray these days, they come with a digital code. And since we have those digital codes, we use that to create our account on Vudu. And so Vudu provides a great way to watch new films if the DVD or Blu-rays are checked out or they're not available on any of those other streaming services. So we just have one with one Roku with one Vudu account. Um, and as I said, this might be a great option if you're deep on the holds list for a DVD or Blu-ray. So for example, I believe it was last summer when we had when Barbie, the movie Barbie came out on DVD, it was very popular. We had hundreds of holds. And Barbie was also available on Vudu. And so we'd often recommend going that route if they didn't want to wait for the DVD. And so, if you are interested in getting any of the streaming services yourself and you feel like you want to pay for them on your own, below I just listed the current pricing plans for these services. And again, these are constantly changing. When I say constantly, Netflix seems to be raising the price every 6 months. Netflix just, they most recently raised their price in December, I believe, due to the success of a boxing match that they streamed in the Squid Game series. So on the high end for Netflix, you got $7.99. That's going to include ads to $24.99 on the high end. Max low end $9.99, high end $29.99. Apple TV. Apple TV is the only one that is a set price at $9.99, and that is ad free. Disney Plus $9.99, $15.99, Hulu $9.99 to $18.99, Paramount Plus $7.99 to $12.99, and Prime Video $8.99 to $14.99. And these, trying to see what my notes are here because it's blocking. These prices do not, sorry, let me share my screen one more time. These prices do not include bundles. So often, when you want to get into these streaming services, they will offer bundles so you save money. So, for example, Disney Plus comes with a bundle of Hulu, which is what we have. There's also a bundle where it's like Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. There's a Max Disney Plus bundle. There's tons and tons and tons of bundles. So that's not something we covered, but if that's something you're interested in and willing to explore, they do offer that option. Okay, so we did cover a lot of information here. I did want to leave you with my contact information below. And as I said before, this is being recorded, so it'll be uploaded if you'd like to view again. But if you have any questions as of right now, we have a couple minutes. So whether you want to put them in the chat or unmute yourself, please feel free. Okay, well, if there are no questions, I hope this was informative for you, and I hopefully encourage you to check out one or some of our Roku remotes. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. But if that is it, please enjoy the rest of your day.